What's the right way to move your Google business listing when you're changing locations? There's some steps you want to take before the move and then steps you want to take after the move. There are some search engine optimization implications to doing it. There's also the downtime to consider if your profile gets suspended. I'm going to help you cover all of your bases before you make your move and then set you up for success after. So let's talk about before the move. Before the move, you want to make sure that you have documentation in place so that if Google decides to temporarily suspend your listing, you'll have the right opportunity to submit the documents right away and have your profile up and running again in less than 24 hours. That's about the best that you can do and the most that you can hope for and prepare for when you're making the move and making the change to your Google address. So, what are the documents that Google wants to see? Comes down to two key documents. The number one most important document to have is articles of incorporation from the Secretary of State listing the new business address. So on that documentation would have the official business name or the DBA, and then it would have the new business address on that document. So there's a number of ways to go about doing that. If you don't have that available, there are other ways that you can prove to Google that you're at the new address. Some of those common ways that we see for our clients is a lease with the business name, the new address. Something else that works pretty well is a certificate of insurance from your insurance company, again, with the business name exactly as it is at the new address. And finally, a utility bill with the business name exactly how it is on Google and the new business address. Those are all types of documentation that Google loves to see. The Secretary of State document is the most important one to have. If you don't have it, you can still make it work, but that's the one that typically gets us the best result when our clients are having to appeal the suspensions that come from moving locations or setting it up the wrong way the first place, and so on and so forth. So those are the things that you want to have in advance of updating the address on your Google business listing. Something else that can help in the transition is updating the address on the website, your business's website, to the new address, especially if it's something that's sitting in the footer or on the contact page. Update that new address ahead of time and you'll see better success. Okay, so now that you're ready to pull the trigger and update your new address on your Google business listing, go ahead and do that. You might get auto verified and not have to provide any documentation. If that's the case, you're in a good spot. If you're not, Google will provide a way for you to submit that documentation and get reinstated in a timely manner. Now, there's some cleanup to do when you move locations. I see this a lot with clients where they've been at a location for many years. Maybe they've had some SEO work done before, and all of the business directories and listings where their business information is online, those need to be updated and changed over to the new location. There are some key places to update those listings that if you can't get to all the other ones, these are the most important. The first one after Google is your Yelp listing. Yelp is tied directly to Apple Maps. So if you make a change on your Yelp listing, it'll affect Apple Maps. If you hate Yelp, like a lot of people do, you can also go directly to Apple Maps, create an Apple username if you don't already have one, and update your Apple Maps listing there, go through their verification process, and make sure that that new Maps listing for Apple matches the exact business name as it is on Google at the new location. After Apple, you have Bing, very, very similar process to Apple. Same kind of deal as Google Business Listing. All three of these work similarly in the same way, but they're the three most important places to have your business information up to date. If you're a member of the Better Business Bureau, this is another opportunity for you. You might hate them, you might love them, who knows? But the Better Business Bureau is another one of those places where if you update the address there, in addition to some of these other places, those are the most important out of all the others. I'm going to give you a little bonus tip. All right. Depending on your industry, there are these niche websites that you should be found on. If you do a basic Google search on your business industry, so like if you're in housekeeping, you might type in housekeeping into Google housekeeping and then the city that you operate in. And you want to look at the results on that first page of Google and you want to see what directories pop up in there. For house cleaning, one of them is 3 best rated. There's a couple others that pop up in different industries, but you'll notice the ones that pop up in the top 10, those are important directories for your business to be in. and because Google's already telling you it's important. And so you would also go in and update those. That'll cover most of your bases. Yes, there is additional cleanup that you should do, but I wouldn't spend your time worrying about it too much, and I would just hire somebody to take care of the extra work for you. It's like the 80-20 rule at work. You spend most of your time on these couple things, and they will have the biggest effect on everything else. The rest of it's just small stuff, and it may not end up mattering that much. These are the steps that I would take before and after changing your Google business address when you move locations. This will help you ensure the smoothest transition, and it'll help make sure that when you do move, there's not a huge implication or a loss of business for you. One last thing that I'll leave you with. I'm going to put this in the description of this video as soon as I create this next video. There are things to consider about moving your location. The current landscape with Google's algorithm, there is a large reliance on the proximity of where your listing is located to the searcher who's looking for your services. And so it may be worth your time, if you haven't signed a lease, if you haven't done the move yet, to do some research on your competitors and see where they're located. Because if you end up moving your business to a part in town that's surrounded by your biggest competitors, it may be an uphill battle or a struggle to get some of that free traffic from Google that you've come to love. Thank you for watching my video. There's more resources in the description below this video, including a full blog post, other videos having to do with Google business verification, overcoming appeals and suspensions. We're your experts on all of that. If you need some help going through the process, you don't want to be alone, you want somebody to just do it for you, check out the information in the description below this video. Get on our call, get on our website, book a call. Be happy to help you out. Thanks again. Catch you in the next video. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you like this one, you'll love some of the other videos we have posted here on our channel that help blue-collar business owners get more out of their digital marketing. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos. If you got questions or comments, post them below. I look forward to catching you on the next video. Bye for now.